From Morant facing a suspension that'll probably last the whole 2024 season to community members wanting to set him straight, this is why Morant's biggest crime is embarrassing the NBA. He's on the brink of getting suspended for the 2024 season. You know, things have gotten out of hand when ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, along with league insiders like Sam Amico from HoopsWire, start giving their 2 cents. I mean, our boy has left a whole trail of scandals and done some pretty questionable things that got him suspended. And let's not forget that he wasn't just sitting on the sidelines, he was losing out on some serious cash in the process. Why? Well, because he couldn't resist flaunting a firearm in an Instagram live video while intoxicated. It's no surprise that his actions didn't sit well with the NBA. According to the NBA regulations, it's strictly forbidden to bring firearms onto team premises or while traveling for team-related activities. This means the collective bargaining agreement gives the commissioner authority to suspend a player who violates this rule, with no specific limit on the duration of the suspension. But as NBA insider Michael Pina sees it, the severity of the league's response to Morant's actions could be something beyond his gun-related violations. To him, it seems like the league is more concerned about the embarrassment Morant caused them, so they're making attempts to improve public perception. Basically, the NBA, its broadcast partners, and the Grizzlies all supported Morant, despite his gun-related incident, thinking that it was a one-time mistake. But just 2 months after his gun-flaunting scandal in March 2023, he did the same thing again. The problem here is that the NBA has a strict policy against guns, but they still showed some leniency towards Morant, who continued to engage in reckless behavior with firearms. In fact, there are even allegations of past incidents involving guns. The issue clearly goes beyond gun abuse. The fact is that influential people and organizations stood up for Morant too, and he betrayed their trust. So naturally, the NBA got forced to take disciplinary actions. I mean, even the Dallas Mavericks were fined $750,000 for losing a game intentionally just to improve their draft position, and for a lack of respect for the league's play-in tournament. This wasn't their first offense either, because they had previously been fined for similar behavior in 2018. According to Michael, the NBA had plans to elevate Morant as the face of the league, but his recent string of scandals has killed that vision. He's embarrassed not only the league, but also ESPN, Jalen Rose, Adam Silver, and his own team. So the NBA is determined to make an example out of Morant. Even the Memphis organization is inclined towards an indefinite suspension. As expected, Adam Silver is really curious regarding the progress of his investigation, especially in light of the 2023 NBA Finals. When he was asked about the matter, he said some more information had come to light, but he made a decision to withhold any suspension announcement during the finals, probably because he doesn't want any distractions for the 2023 season. He's probably referring to the alleged gun threat towards the Pacers, which revealed that there were 2 more allegations involving violent behavior as well. Apparently, Morant's dad and his friend Devontae engaged in a verbal altercation with several Pacers players, and the situation escalated to the point that Pac ended up getting escorted off the court. But according to an investigation, that altercation didn't just end there. After the game, the Pacers bus had a gun pointed towards it from an SUV that Morant was allegedly in. In response to the incident, the NBA banned the people involved from attending games at the FedEx Forum. As expected, Morant defended himself on Twitter against the allegations, and he dismissed everything, calling them lies that are intended to harm his image. Of course, out of embarrassment, the Grizzlies organization declined to comment on the situation, but they did acknowledge that they fully cooperated with the NBA's investigation. Either way, this scandal and all the others surrounding Morant continue to cast a shadow over him, and effectively, the NBA. In short, Adam Silver's comments mean that a long suspension is coming, but we'll probably find out what's going on once the finals are over. Either way, it seems like the NBA star point guard is facing a suspension for the upcoming 2023 to 2024 season, and rumors suggest it could be a big one, especially with ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski speculating that Morant might face a 17-game suspension. But other reports from league insiders think it's going to be much worse. Sources believe Morant will be banned for no less than the entire first half of the regular season. This is obviously embarrassing for the NBA because not only Adam Silver, but his team thought he would have learned his lesson after the Grizzlies' exit from the 2023 NBA playoffs. To make matters worse, the last time he played before he got suspended in March, his team suffered a humiliating loss to the Denver Nuggets. That's just rubbing salt in the wound. But that's not all. The 5 games he missed during the suspension were all counted against him. But hey, he became eligible to play again in a game against the Mavericks on the 21st. Guess what he did though? He chose to sit it out. Apparently, he needed more time to ramp up his conditioning. That sounds like a convenient excuse, so NBA Commissioner Adam Silver didn't hold back when addressing his behavior. He called it irresponsible, reckless, and potentially dangerous. And you know what? He's absolutely right. What makes it even worse is that he has a massive following of young fans who idolize him. So it's not just about him anymore, it's about the influence he has on his fans and the NBA. To his credit, he's made some attempts to fix his image by seeking professional help, but what's ironic is that the gun he was waving around in the first instance wasn't even his. And as if things couldn't get any worse, news broke that he had been involved in 2 other incidents. One for threatening a mall security guard, and the other for punching a teenage boy during a pickup game. So it makes sense for the NBA to get embarrassed by his actions. But despite all the scandal and disgrace, there's no denying that he has serious talent on the court. I mean, he did lead the Grizzlies to the playoffs, breaking a 3-year drought for the franchise. He even snagged the Rookie of the Year award in 2020 and earned 2 All-Star selections. But his basketball skills shouldn't overshadow the messes he's made. To his credit, he did enroll in a counseling program in Florida, and it's clear that he's trying to learn some better ways to manage stress. Maybe he'll actually benefit from it. Who knows? And to add a bit of luck to his scandalous life, the Colorado police decided not to press any charges against him for his reckless firearm stunt. Morant is clearly doing everything he can to salvage his reputation and get his life back on track. He even released a public apology and checked himself into some fancy counseling facility. What more could the NBA want? The undeniable truth is that his talent and athleticism make him a prized player for all those die-hard Grizzlies fans out there. He's seen as the golden boy, the one who brings hope and excitement to the court. But his recent scandals have disappointed a lot of people, including Mary Wainwright, a community leader in Smoky City who wants to have a sit-down with Morant and set him straight. And she's not alone. His firearm scandals have triggered everyone across the country, as gun violence is an issue that affects every nook and cranny of American society. The impact is especially alarming to Black and brown communities. So Morant's behavior isn't just a personal embarrassment, it normalizes aggression with guns. And that's something that's not okay with the NBA either. Let's not forget the repercussions that extend beyond his actions either. All this makes it really hard for the NBA commissioner to bring Morant back to the court. This scandal has forced the league to explore the larger implications of his actions. But who cares about missed games or how the team will fare in the playoffs? This is about more than just the game. Morant is a symbol of hope and inspiration for countless young individuals trying to make a difference in their communities. When he messes up, it sends a message that violence is acceptable. That's not the kind of message the NBA wants coming from sports icons. So, what can be done to remedy this disastrous situation? Well, the NBA is already doing all that it can to fix this and send a message to all the other players. Besides, the fact that Morant is getting some counseling speaks volumes. He's finally starting to realize that violence isn't the answer, and that there are healthier ways to handle stress. So, from triggering just about everyone in the country to possibly sitting out the 2024 season because of his actions, this was why Ja Morant's biggest crime is embarrassing the NBA.